Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, you know what this video is about. Today we're just discussing some Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Before I get into that, I want to say that I'm gonna have that tight end depth chart video probably today. So be on the lookout for that. If not today, probably tomorrow, but most likely I'm trying to aim for today, so a few hours after. So be on the lookout for that. My channel, I'm gonna have some stuff too as well, but I'll do some basketball stuff. The Arsenal D.B channel, if you like that stuff, you can go over there and stuff. But I'm gonna have that one, then I'm gonna have O lineman left, and then defensive lineman. The last 2-1, so be on the lookout for those depth chart grades, and yeah, those would be pretty good. I think the last one I did was running back, right? I think the last one I did was running back. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. But I want to dive into some Steelers news and updates. As you guys know, PFF went out there and gave the Steelers the #1 grade on the highest and the best defensive lineman D-line in the league. So they gave us #1 for that, which was very surprising. You know, they said that the Steelers having, of course, Alex Highsmith, having TJ Watt, having Derek Harmon, Campbell Bennett, Cam Hayward, they ranked the Steelers as the #1 defensive line in the NFL. So actually very good for the Steelers, and we know the Steelers front seven is very good. They can go out there and get after anybody, and then adding Derek Harmon in the mix is going to help shore up that run, and also the depth they have up front. You know, Yaha Black, of course, as well. You know, the depth they have up there, it's going to be nice to see all around. And, you know, on the edge, too, as well, you got good depth. You got Nick Herbig, you got Jack Sawyer as well. We'll see how he looks once he starts playing. So there's a lot of talent up front. So the Steelers being ranked up there is very good. And then, like I mentioned many times before on this channel, if you can win in the trenches on offense and defense, you can control the game. Because on defense, you can win in the trenches. You can keep getting after their quarterback. You can disrupt their offense. You can disrupt their flow of the game. And on offense, if you control the trenches, and you can go out there and make things happen, and go out there and run that football, go out there and do your plays and stuff, and go out there and just keep things going and basically in your control. Hey, the game is in your hands like that. So that's why it's always good to have those guys up front. Like I mentioned many times, the closest guys to the footballs are the most important guys. The quarterback, you know, that edge rusher, you know, the O-line. If you have those pieces, you know, they all good or elite level, you're definitely set. We've seen what the Eagles did, of course. We've seen what the Chiefs be doing, of course. We've seen all the teams that got to the championships the past few years, what they have done and what positions they had and how they were able to get that. Look at the Rams. The Rams went all in. They went out there, had a great D-lineman, D-line. They had Aaron Donald on there. They had Von Miller, all these different guys. You had a good quarterback in Matthew Stafford, and the O-line was solid enough and good enough to hold up front. Went out there and made magic and won a Super Bowl too. So the Steelers, you know, they got DK Metcalf. They brought Aaron Rodgers in. Aaron Rodgers might not be elite anymore, but I think he still can be pretty good enough to get the job done. So the Steelers got to make sure they get everything right and everything going and flowing correctly and stuff. Because you can get that app going, then you probably can get to seeing yourself maybe making a big time run. I don't know if we'll make the AFC Championship game or win a playoff game. You never know what could happen, but you possibly could if you lock in throughout the entire season. Because you have enough depth on defense, and if your offense can just stay consistent. I ain't saying gotta be the greatest offense ever, put up 30 points per game, but we can just stay consistent, and then you could probably see a lot of success. So we'll see what happens, but that's cool. The Steelers are ranked the #1 D-line in the league. And we also seen, of course, some rumors, of course, as well, that I've been seeing a lot of too lately. Because first we had a rumor about a tight end named Jonnu Smith, you know, from the Dolphins, who led the Dolphins in receptions in franchise history, 88. That season, and also that he broke the franchise record for the most receiving yards by a Dolphin tight end in the season, which was 800. I think it was 850 plus, like that. But he was playing very good football last year. But it's another guy who's been kind of lurking around too as well, and he actually played under Arthur Smith. Now Arthur Smith didn't really utilize him at the best of his abilities throughout his whole tenure, but he did have some shine. Jonnu Smith, not Jonnu Smith. I said Jonnu Smith again. You see, this is why I need to go to sleep on time. Kyle Pitts is the person I was talking about. Kyle Pitts, of course, is a very good player. He had 1,000 yards in the rookie season. You know, he's a good player overall. But I feel like he kind of like needs some new scenery a little bit. The Steelers bring him in. We have Pat Frymouth already at Darnell Washington. Darnell Washington is more of a blocking tight end, but he can go out there and be a red zone threat. And I think you bring the Kyle Pitts in to be more a passing vertical threat, especially if you don't have a receiver two. Now, if you find a receiver two, then you probably can just roll with the tight ends you have. But you don't find a receiver two, it'd be better to get a big target out there as well. And I think Kyle Pitts is a better, of course, pass catcher, better route runner than Pat Frymouth type. And I think they'll work well with each other. That'd be a pretty cool thing to do. You know, the Steelers love doing those 12 personnel with the 2 tight ends, sometimes 13 personnel with 3 tight ends. So they like going out there and adding those tight ends and going out there and doing things and having 3 guys out there on the line. So we'll probably see some different things on the Steelers mix things up, because Parham Jr. probably was going to be in their plans to kind of mix some stuff up, but you guys know he got injured towards ACL, so he's out for the year, so it'll leave a spot open. Connor Hayward, like I mentioned before, I think a few weeks ago, a week ago probably, like he's cool and all, like being a fullback, blocking and stuff, but he don't really give that threat of like a dominant lead blocker like Darnell Washington does, and like a dominant pass catcher like a Pat Fryermuth. So I feel like sometimes it's like, I don't really know if I trust him as like, put him in more of a role like that. But if you go out there and you get a Kyle Pitts and Darnell Washington become your third guy, you can trust him, especially in the red zone, especially in blocking. And you also have Pat Fryermuth. You can trust him, of course, and Kyle Pitts as well. So that'd be interesting to see. I don't think the Falcons will trade him away, but he did not. I don't think he had a 5th-year option, right? That they put him on. So this could be his last year, right? Let me make sure. I know he had a 5th-year option or something that was happening. Let's see, Kyle Pitts. Let's see, Kyle Pitts. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he had a 5th-year option. So this is last year of his deal. He signed a 5th year. So we'll see what happens. After, like, he get traded on this 5th-year option and somebody sign him and hope to extend him long term, or because it happened before. Training camp is coming up a little bit. We probably see some trades happening and some signings happening too, because a lot of receivers still out there, a lot of guys still out there available. But last year he had 47 catches, 602 yards, 12 yards per catch, 4 touchdowns. The year before that, kind of similar, 53 catches, 657 yards, 12 yards per catch, 3 touchdowns. And then before that, he had 28, 356, 2 touchdowns. He missed some games that season in 2022. And then in year 1, of course, when he played his rookie season, his best year probably was 68 catches, 1,000 yards and a touchdown. He was a Pro Bowler and stuff that year as well. So I wouldn't mind a Kyle Pitts on the team, that'd be very interesting. So let me know down below what you guys think about that. But it's basically all the news I have for today. Just discussing, the defense and the offense and stuff, and just waiting on to see what happens. He's kind of just speculating different things, predictions, and wondering if the Steelers going to trade for this guy or who else they're going to bring in, or they're going to roll with the team they have. So let me know down below what you guys think about all the things that's happening. I know in the last video I did the free agency one. Mike Hilton is a guy the Steelers should definitely look to bring in. He was very good in the slot position, guarding the slot. We blitzed him many times in and stuff as well. I always think about that play we was playing against the Chargers and Phil Rivers just grabbed him by his shoulder pads. But that game right there, Mike Hilton was playing very good that game. He was giving Phil Rivers like fits, the blitzing in, doing different things. He was in that slot position, blocking those safety valve routes and stuff, and sitting on it and stuff. He was just playing very good football like that. He fit here well. The Steelers just couldn't pay him. I guess it was being a little cheap. So bringing him back would be cool. He still had enough juice in the tank to get the job done. So hey, might as well bring him back and see what happens. But that's all I have for today's video. Hope you guys enjoy it. And I'll see you guys probably later for the tight end depth chart grade. So be on the lookout for that. Peace out.